While on a trip to Ljubljana, I visited the National Museum. Actually, there are two branches, this is the older branch. And I saw this rather interesting item in a glass cabinet and photographed it. You see two here. One's the actual item and one is a modern reconstruction of what perhaps it looked like when it was complete and new. It's a trap. And next to this cabinet there was a picture showing how the trap was used. And I've seen other pictures also illustrating how this sort of trap was used, and I've been by and large unconvinced by them. But after puzzling and puzzling over it, I couldn't see how it worked. I just admitted defeat and came home. But then, some days later, lying awake at night, mulling over the mechanics of it, you know, like you do, I'm pretty sure I worked out how this trap actually works. Now, at the bottom left of this picture, you'll see that the trap has been shown upside down. I'm pretty sure that's not the way it operated. You see, that way, the springiness of the two little twigs that are acting as springs, they'd have to hold the little doors, the mouth of the trap, if you like, clamped shut onto the deer's legs so hard that I don't buy that at all. The deer, a panicking deer is pretty strong, so if those little doors are clamped onto its foot, it'll just pull its leg out and the twigs won't hold it. No, it's the other way up. But you'll see in the other two pictures, they have got it the other way up. Now, in the picture without the deer, you'll see that the trap is shown as set. The doors, if you like, have been propped open, so they spring out, they're pushing against the spring like that, and then there's a twig or something holding them open. I don't think that's right. I think the reason that they're not finding these extra bits is that there are no extra bits. The deer has to step through onto a footplate or just knocking aside the twig, and then ka-twang! The trap springs. It seems that people reconstructing how this trap worked felt that it had to be set and had to spring. But actually, I don't think this trap has to be set or springs exactly. No, I don't think that's what the springs are there for. They're just to hold the doors against the leg of the deer or whatever prey animal it's going to be. And they don't have to fight the strength of the animal at all, nor do they have to suddenly snap shut with tremendous speed and force. No, I don't think that's it at all. Now, in the last of the pictures you see with the deer, it's just lying on the surface. Now, again, the deer, it's strong, and there's nothing, no peg holes for ropes or pegs holding the trap to the ground, so why wouldn't the whole trap be just dragged away? No, I think, for a start, it would have been weighed down very, very strongly with stones and earth all the way around the edge. I think they might have dug actually a pit and then set the edge of the board into the sides of the pit so that it was going nowhere. And I don't think they had to set it at all. I think actually the trap just waits with the doors shut, and it's the weight of the animal that pushes the doors open, and the spring just holds them against the leg. And if the animal tries to pull out, well then either you've got a little bit of sharpness on the edge of the doors which catches on the leg, and so as the animal tries to pull its leg out, the doors just shut more firmly on its leg. Or, as you'll see in this example here, this one's got two sized holes. I think they're very precisely sized for the ankle of the deer of the size that you're going after. So once the deer trying to get out moves its leg and finds the path of least resistance, when it gets into that hole, the doors then shut, and the deer now cannot pull its leg out because, fortuitously, for the hunter that is, its hoof is just that little bit too big. That's one of the things I really like about this trap. It's very discriminate. If a human put his foot through the hole, which is unlikely because human feet are quite big, but if he did, he'd look down and think, oh, I seem to have put my foot in the trap. And all he'd have to do is just, with his hands, push the doors open and then lift his foot out. So it's not going to harm a human much. A lighter animal perhaps won't open the door, so a little rabbit or something could scamper through and over the trap and not set it off. Not fall through, not open the doors. And an enormous bear, well, that's not going to be caught by this thing. Although, interestingly, a version of this design of trap was used for trapping bears as recently as 1920s in Poland. Now, the date of this particular trap, we don't know, but this design does date back definitely to the Bronze Age. Examples have been found up in Scandinavia, all around Europe and Britain and so forth. This one you'll see was found in Ireland. So it's a popular design of trap, so that suggests that it was very effective. It's discriminate, which I think is rather good, and another thing that's rather good about it is it's automatically resetting. You see, if as I believe is the case, the trap waits with the doors horizontal like that, then when an animal does open those doors, but then somehow manages to get away, well, then the springs just close the door again, waiting for the next one to come along. So there you go. It's a rather good design of trap.